All right. Hi everyone. Welcome back to another live stream. So I'm here with Infinitode 2, and yeah, I've been waiting this day because I'm gonna actually show you guys now all the tasks and all the analysis that I've been doing on 6.3 on loot and how it actually affects the game and which are the best strategies now. The game is constantly evolving and some things have been added or changed compared to the past, so maybe past strategies might not work anymore or might need some minor additions or changes. So yeah, that's what we're gonna discuss in this live stream. Tupper Bieber, hi, welcome. And yeah, so first of all, I'm here on my main account, as you can see right here. The account where I've completed everything. I have everything like maxed, and on the research especially. And yeah, now first of all, I hope that you guys saw the video I uploaded yesterday. Antichrist, hi and welcome, where I just compare here the different difficulties on endless, and I just show you guys how they affect the game. And it was very interesting to notice that the last difficulties, like from 700 to 900, is not linear. Like you don't gain that much extra loot on playing on the highest difficulty or playing on like 700%. So yeah, further research or more tasks are going to be required to actually see how it affects the overall game. And yeah, now in this gameplay, in this stream, I wanted to start showing how loot frequency and loot rarity affect the looting. Now there are three main factors in the game that for endless especially are going to be the most important things for really be able to progress and to start gaining a lot of loot. Now the first one is going to be bit dust drop rate. This is going to increase the amount of bit dust you're gonna get. It's a percentage, so it's more the amount of bit dust, so the chance of looting being bit dust increases. All right, remember that bit dust is classified as legendary loot, and therefore that means that if your bit dust drop rate is very high but you have very low rarity, you're not gonna get that many bit dust. You're gonna need both things at once. You're gonna need both loot rarity and bit dust drop rate if you're gonna really maximize the amount of bit dust you can earn. And then there is loot frequency. This one it's pretty much is gonna just affect the amount of total loot that is generated into the game. So every time that you start a certain game, you're gonna have this number of loot that it's available that enemies can drop. And the longer you play, like this is a standard amount, so it's every second I think there is a certain amount, and therefore that's how much you can earn. If you increase this percentage, pretty much means that you can in the same amount of time you can potentially earn more loot, so enemies are gonna drop more loot, and yeah, that's of course something that you want. Now, out of these three, which is the most important one? So I think this is the question that everyone has. And in this video, so right now, I'm going to actually show it to you, and I'm going to show you how these ones are together, so how they compare to one another and which one is the most important. Now, one thing that has to be said though is that bit dust drop rate can be researched with anything. So if I reset, you can see that I can use research tickets to get this research, and this is very important because if I reset instead, like loot frequency, you can see that I cannot use the research tickets, not even after you reach your level 10. So before the 1.8.5 update, research tickets could be used to increase loot frequency and also loot rarity, both of these too, and even like green paper bonus, I think. But now you can see that only prestige tickets can be used, so you cannot get any more levels on loot frequency and loot rarity using research tickets. So that means that with the scrap rate, you're gonna need resources like green peppers, like resources from the miners, blueprints. You're gonna need all that for this research, and you can also use research tickets. Instead for these ones, you're gonna only need prestige tickets. You can see that you don't even need green peppers, you only need prestige tickets. So this is one fundamental difference in the three. So what I recommend to do is whatever amount of these research tickets that you're earning, try to use them on beat the scrap rate, because this is the only research where you can actually use those tickets. Instead, if you're going for loot frequency or loot rarity, well, you're gonna be forced to use prestige tickets. But now, which of the two is better, right? Is it better to go for more loot frequency or better to go for more loot rarity? And yeah, right now I'm gonna show you how these two affects each other. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset here loot frequency. So I'm gonna just reset everything. You can see it's level 0, so I don't have all that 1000% extra loot frequency I had before. It's now 0. The only loot frequency I have is here from this 20% from the start research, and there might be something else going on with this. These upgrades are here, so there might be something else, but I don't really think it's that much. And yeah, let's jump here into level 6.3. Now right here, I think you can see this one was a run I did. Now actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a run with everything active, so that we have a base game that we can just compare, right? So I'm going to just do here one run. The strategy I'm going to show you is going to be the same one I uploaded into my my video yesterday. So it's going to be starting with this freezing, search, and splash up to level 3 each, placing these two mining speed modifiers, and getting the core here more coins, then miners installation time, and then when the timer reaches 9, I will just place an infer miner, and then we're gonna just continue from there. So this is gonna be just as an example that I'm gonna save into my profile, so that you guys can always check, and we're always gonna be able to compare the different results from this one right here. Actually here I made a super bad mistake that I played on the lowest difficulty, so I'm gonna actually play on the highest difficulty. So in that way, yeah, it's a lot better. So my bad. So I'm gonna just do everything again here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, here we go. So we're gonna play under the same conditions, but in order to really maximize the loot that should be earned, that's why I'm gonna play on the highest difficulty, so that we always have the difficulty that helps in providing the extra loot. All right, so once again here going for this one, and then for the right one. So this just I'm gonna just do this one. I'm gonna save, so that we're gonna have a comparison. Then from where I'm gonna start like removing loot rarity or removing loot frequency, and see how it affects the actual loot. I'm gonna actually here activate the loot, because I think it's very interesting to see what's happening. All right, getting of course these two, so coins generated per minute, and then minus installation time. Waiting here now for the miner to reach 9, and then placing infer. I'm gonna do everything in a row. I'm not gonna stop. And yeah, so that's gonna be the strategy. So unfortunately, doing these tests might be a little bit boring, but the tests are required if you really wanna understand how the mechanics of the game work, and especially how you can exploit them, right? Which is going to be the best strategy, the best way to farm loot. I think we all have this question, especially if you're trying to progress through, and so that's the purpose of these videos, and that's why we're analyzing here together. I really enjoy a lot analyzing, so yeah. All right, here we go, miner level 3 and then up to level 4, right? You can see here the insane amount of loot I'm earning. Everything is legendary, pretty much. And yeah, after this, I don't touch anything until the very end of the gameplay. You can see here that I mined also a rare item from the miner. All right, a lot of loot. And once again here, I'm gonna just stop when the timer reaches 15, so you guys can see the actual amount of bits. All right. I mean, we're gonna focus here especially on bits because I think that's the primary resource that you wanna farm whenever you're looting, but also other items are important. All right, here we go. So you can see here, in about like 3 minutes of playing, I got almost 7,000 bits, and if I just end the game right now, you can see, well, it's gonna be double gain here, so everything is gonna be doubled, but these are the resources. That's the looting that I got in this game. Now the game, I'm gonna just save it. Right, so we're gonna have here on the statistics this game right here, so these earnings. All right, very nice. And now that I've saved the game, I'm gonna go into research and I'm gonna reset loot frequency. So I'm gonna remove all that thousands of loot frequency, and now let's see what happens. Once again here, remember, everything else is exactly the same, like my towers level, my research, like everything is exactly as before. The only thing that's different is the fact that now loot frequency is very low. Yeah, it's almost zero. I think there is like a 20 or 25% coming from some minor research, but that should be it. And once again, I'm gonna do the same exact strategy as before, right? If you wanna have results that can be compared to one another, you should always follow the same strategy and do the same things. So in that way, you're minimizing RNG and you're minimizing the possibility of adding external errors or variables that could alter the results. Of course, there is a base RNG in terms of which loot you can obtain that cannot be controlled, and that's why normally you need to do multiple tasks and then to try to average, right, the amount of, for example, bits or looting that you get. But just to do it a little bit quicker, I'm gonna just do one run. So I did one run before, and yeah, just save the game so we have it there and we can just compare it. So I got the 2 cores, right here, 2 core points. Those are the most important ones. I have a still loot active, so you guys can see what happens when you have very low loot frequency. Remember, I still have loot rarity maxed. I have bit dust drop rate maxed. It's just the loot frequency that's low. So waiting here the 9 as always, and placing and upgrading, and then I'm gonna upgrade it level 4. And I want you to look here now at the looting. All right, so at the very start, it seems that you got a lot of loot, but then as the game progresses, you see that you get less and less and less loot, and now there is almost no loot. Look at this, a lot of green papers, but almost no legendary loot, no blueprints. It's very interesting. So this is what people call the fact that because of the fact that you start this level and you don't place a miner right away, you don't start looting right away, and therefore it's like the game is storing up all the potential loot that you could get. It's like it's storing it up. And therefore, when you then place the miner and you start killing the enemies, all that loot that you stored is released at once. So that's why you get a lot of loot at the start. But then, as the game progresses, then you start getting the usual amount of loot. And that's what you can see here, it's very low. Once again, here I'm gonna stop here at 15 of energy. And here we go. And look at the amount of bits I got. 208. Green peppers I gained were almost exactly as before, I would say. So very, very similar. And if I end the game right now, you can see that the other items, so the other looting is also very lowish. Only like no lucky shot tickets here. Very few amount of these star blueprints, very low amount of these rarity tickets, and just very little amount of loot, despite the fact that my loot rarity was super high and my loot frequency, my bit disrupt rate was very high, but the overall loot is very lowish. And we can actually just compare it to one another because I have both of them right here. So this was made with loot frequency maxed. This one was made with loot frequency level 0. And you can clearly see the difference. Like not only bits, but every other loot is very lower. Like the only thing that's almost the same is green peppers and the resources. That's it. So no chance right here. And you can see here that I got 40 chance. Once again, no lucky shot tickets, and just less looting overall. So you can see that yes, still the loot is almost all legendary. There are a few items that I got that are not legendary, but it's almost everything legendary, but it's very little. Now let's see what happens if I reload again. So let's do this, right? So we have once again the game from before with everything, but now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset loot rarity. So I'm gonna remove all the loot rarity. I have loot frequency maxed and bit disrupt rate maxed, but my loot rarity now is 0. Oops. And once again here I'm gonna follow the same rules. I'm gonna do the same thing as before. Same strategy, same mechanics, and I still have loot active. All right, and let's see now what happens. So in this case, I have loot frequency maxed, so that means that I should be able to earn a lot of loot from the enemies, but loot rarity is low. So let's see how this affects the overall gameplay. The amount of bits that can be obtained, because of course remember that bits is considered a legendary resource. So if you have very high level of bit disrupt rate but your loot rarity is very lowish, do you get bits? Do you get enough? Do you get very little? These are the questions that I had, and you're gonna see now the results. Alright, here we go. So I'm doing always the same thing. Now waiting for the energy to reach 9 to place the miner. Alright, and let's see. So what do you guys think is gonna happen? Right, the looting should be against very high, but the bits especially, or the other legendary loot. So placing now the miner. All right, and once again I'm putting it level 4. So let's see here the loot, and once again you can see that the loot I get is a ton once again, but now you can see different quality of the loot. It's not anymore as it was in the very first game, everything legendary, but now you can see a little bit of legendary, a little bit of epic, very rare, rare, and even common, so even the green looting. So there is a little bit of everything. And once again here, I'm gonna just wait until the energy timer reaches 15. So do you guys remember from before, even by considering double gain, I only earned 208 bits. Well, actually that turned into 400 after the double gain. And now let's see what happens. So here we go, the timer reaches 15. You can already see that the amount of bits I got is a lot higher compared to before. It's more than double, it's almost 6 times. And then you can see there is a ton actually of looting of even like lowish resources, but even legendary. So remember here, loot rarity is 0. So let's end the game and let's actually see in detail the resources that I gained. So you can see here some keys, some blueprints, not that many, but some special blueprints, some random tiles as well, some rarity and lucky shot tickets. And then going down the looting, of course, you get these very rare items, so some chests as well right here. And then going lower into lower rarity, and even lower right here, a ton of things that you can place on the castle map, these barriers, right? And then even the normal, the common looting right here. And now let's compare, because I have here the statistics, right? So this was the level 6.3 looting, having loot rarity maxed, so loot frequency, loot rarity, and bit drop rate maxed. This one is with loot frequency and bit drop rate maxed, but loot rarity 0. Now the first thing is, of course, you can see that the actual number of bits you get is less, but that's to be expected, right? But then you can see that I still earning a ton of items. Like look at this, star blueprints, like look at all these items that I'm earning that I could then craft into stronger items to then place on custom maps, right? To then sell for prestige tickets. So yeah, it's not as, of course, legendary as the main one, but I still think that you can still see that loot frequency is a lot better than loot rarity. Because, well, first of all, the amount of bits I earned is more than before. So when I reset loot frequency, my bits were like around 400. By resetting instead loot rarity, you can see that my bits are almost 1200. So that's almost 3 times, as I said before. So even considering 0 loot rarity, I'm still earning a lot more of bits. And then a lot more of other resources. Right, resources that could be used for custom maps, as I said before, and that could be used for many other things. Instead, do you remember before with loot frequency level 0, just a very few items, so that I couldn't even use for custom map. Like I could use very randomly or just a couple of them. So this just shows and this confirms one thing that I think I said in many other videos, but I never properly tested and I never actually knew. But these tests show this, that loot frequency is a lot better than loot rarity. So you should always max first loot frequency and then you should max loot rarity. And bit drop rate, as I said before, because of the fact that you can use research tickets, you're gonna need different items that you could get from even normal levels. I don't really think it's gonna take that much to get to level 50, right? Instead, these two, you can see that you need level 100, so you need double the amount of levels, and you can only use prestige tickets. So that's gonna limit a lot more how quickly you can progress. And that's why I recommend you to, like in terms of loot rarity, to try to get it up to level, I don't know, 20, level 20, level 30, something around there. but then really go for loot frequency and try to max it, because you can see that the results show that loot frequency it's a lot better. You get a lot more items that you could use for custom maps. You can then craft and get more tickets, right? And therefore you can then progress into prestige much faster, because you can sell more custom maps for higher value. You can get more tickets, so you can get even more loot frequency, and it's just better and better. So yeah, I think this just proves once and for all that between loot frequency and loot rarity, loot frequency is a lot better. So always go for loot frequency first. Pandit, hi and welcome. So don't worry, even if you have pushed for loot rarity and not loot frequency, remember that you can always reset. You're gonna need accelerators to reset, but you can always reset. So you can like get back all the resources that you used for loot rarity, and then you can use them on loot frequency. So you can get like loot frequency up to level 20 and then loot rarity up to level 10. So you can just change them. So yeah, that's what I would recommend you to do, because this reset button now it's very nice, and it can really save you in a bunch of different occasions. So yeah, that's what I recommend you to do, to try to reset and to try to push for more loot frequency, and you're gonna see that you're gonna start earning more looting right away. So yeah, that's just my advice. Now, last test that I'm gonna do, so that I compare here this run that I did, is I'm gonna reset bit dust drop rate. So Pandit, try to do this. So try to reset loot rarity, alright? Then try to use all those tickets that you're gonna get back into loot frequency, and to see if you can reach level 20, but I don't know if you can reach a level 20. But yeah, you should be able to reach level 20 if you have it level 10. And then with the remaining tickets, get loot rarity up to level 10. So you get loot frequency level 20 and then loot rarity level 10. So yeah, that's what I would recommend you to do. It's still always nice to have both loot frequency and loot rarity, because in that way you're earning more biddes, right? But never push loot rarity too much, and and especially like after you reach level 20, 30, don't really go any further. Like first max loot frequency, and then go for loot rarity. So use all the tickets that you're gonna earn on loot frequency first. Now, as I said before, I'm gonna now do a run where I'm gonna reset bit dust drop rate. So I'm gonna reset this one right here. So now it's 0, and let's see what happens. Are you guys curious to see what's gonna happen if I reset now loot bit dust drop rate? So once again, same level, same strategy, same mechanics, but now the bit dust drop rate is 0. So what do you guys think is gonna happen? I will earn a lot of loot, but a very little amount of biddes. I will still earn some biddes. It's not gonna really change that much. What do you think is gonna happen? Remember that I have loot frequency and loot rarity maxed right now. So I should be able to earn a ton of loot, and also the quality of the loot should be very high. But now bit dust drop rate is very low. So that's the only difference. Alright, here we go. I was also selling custom maps a lot and gaining low prestige tickets. But now I'm waiting and hoarding expensive items like Infinite miners so I can sell them for higher prestige tickets. What do you think? Yeah, for custom map selling, always try to... Well, after this gameplay, I'm gonna just show you what, in my opinion, is the best thing to do. Because if you sell custom maps for very low value, it's probably because you're not selling the correct items. Like you're not setting the map properly. Of course, you're gonna need the items to place and to sell, but I'm gonna show you that you can still do it. and you can still earn like around, I would say, from 300 to 400 prestige tickets every time. Alright, placing Infia here at 9. Remember always, I have loot active here, so you guys can see what happens. Here we go. So there is a ton of loot, there is a ton of legendary things, but you can see that sometimes you see the bidders. So I'm still earning some bidders, but let's see how many. So as always here, I'm gonna play until energy 15, and then we're gonna see the results. And we're gonna compare them with the run where I had also bid dash drop rate maxed. A ton of legendary loot right here. Alright, here we go, let's get ready. Last 20 seconds. And stop. Alright, so here we go. Bid dash gained 1400. So you can see that it's very similar. The amount of bid dash I earn in this gameplay, well, it's not very similar, it's a little bit higher, of course. I'm gonna just compare it right now. But this amount of bid dash, you can see that it's definitely higher, but it's not so much higher than the amount I've earned having bid dash drop rate maxed and having loot frequency maxed, but having loot rarity 0. So yeah, very interesting. Now let's go over here and let's compare. So remember, this run I had bid dash drop rate maxed with, of course, loot frequency and loot rarity maxed. This one was done with bid dash drop rate 0. You can clearly see that the bid dash gained are less. Of course, this is after double gain was applied, but still it's almost more than 11,000. So it's well, it's a lot of difference. But let's check the other items, because I think this is the most peculiar thing. Look at this. I earn actually more blueprints, more special blueprints. 2000 compared to 1.4. I earn more of these 100 quality tiles. You can see here I earn 4.4, almost 4.5. Here I earn 6.2. So that's 1.8, yeah, 1.7 thousand more of these tiles that I got. I earn more chests, 76 compared to 40. I earn also more of these tickets. See, more rarity and more lucky shot tickets. And comparing the other items, I think it's almost exactly the same. If you look here at the platforms, like the numbers here are very, very similar, so I wouldn't say there is much difference there. And yeah, so Liu7839 and 3Deep, hi, welcome to the stream. So this really shows you guys that bid dash drop rate, it's important for bid dash, of course, but for everything else is not important. Like it's something that you shouldn't really prioritize. Like you shouldn't prioritize bid dash drop rate that much, or at least like using too many resources, right? You should always upgrade it. As I said before, you can get this upgrade, you can upgrade it by using normal resources, green peppers, blueprints, so you're not gonna need prestige tickets. So you can just keep on upgrading it whenever you can. If you can earn some research tickets from the lucky wheel manipulation, then of course you can use them right here. I actually recommend you to use them, but don't really worry that much if this level, if this research is not so high. Don't worry, because as you can see right here, yes, you gain less bid dash, but it's not that relevant, right? It's not like you're earning 100 and then here earning 14,000, right? You're still earning like more, almost 3,000. So yeah, this is just the very last task that I wanted to show you. Yuki, hi and welcome. So yeah, this is what happens when you reset and you remove completely a bit this rob rate. So yeah, exactly. If you have any research tickets or anything left, I really recommend you to max it, because if you can max it, then you're already maximizing the amount of bits you earn. So that's of course one thing out. But then remember guys, between loot frequency and loot rarity, always go for loot frequency first and max it as fast as possible. You're gonna get a lot more loot, you're gonna get more items to sell on custom maps and so on. Now I'm gonna answer to a question that Pandit did before on how to sell custom maps. So the main thing here on research is this one right here. So whenever you're trying to place more items and to sell a custom map for higher value, you should have a custom map that it's larger. Now the items required right here, you can see that it's a little bit this, not too many though, and it's especially like green papers, resources, blueprints. Like it's something very random, but it's not gonna be that expensive to max it. And this is the first thing that you're gonna do, because of the fact that in that way your custom maps can become much larger. And if they are larger, that means that you can place more stuff inside. So that's the first thing I would say. Lullaby and Mergant, hi and welcome. So Lullaby says, but for me the limiting factor is usually bidlist. That's true, especially when you don't have much loot frequency and loot rarity as well. So actually, let me wait here, let me just reset, so that I have everything again here. Normally the factor is that yes, bidlist is limiting, but normally also loot frequency and loot rarity is low. So if you spend too many resources and you try to max this one while still having these two very lowish, you're gonna get very little amount of bidlist regardless. So that's why, like as I said before, use whatever resources you have to try to upgrade this level, and especially use the research tickets. But then especially these two right here, go for loot frequency. This is going to increase dramatically the loot you earn and also the bidlist that you earn. A lot more important is loot frequency than loot rarity for bidlist. So yeah, always go for this one. Do you not even do the 2.1? Oh wait, I don't understand here what you're saying. Oh, the 2:1 ratio between loot frequency and loot rarity. Okay, I see. I mean, I recommended before. I could do it right now if you want to. But I said before that if you reset loot rarity, the amount of bidlist that you still earn, it's pretty significant, and it's a lot higher than if you have max loot rarity and you reset loot frequency. So that's why I said before that between the two, loot rarity doesn't really seem to affect that much the bidlist that you earn. So you can upgrade it, I don't know, as I said before, like level 20, level 30, but then just leave it there. Use all the prestige tickets that you earn to max loot frequency. That's your goal, and that should be your what you prioritize. So so yeah, that's what I would say, and that's like based on the few tests I was able to make. These are the best results. You still want a little bit of loot rarity, because that's gonna increase a bit more the bidlist that you earn and the legendary loot that you earn. So then you can create custom maps that have higher value, and you can sell them for more prestige tickets, and of course you can upgrade this to things more and so on. But you don't want to really waste too many prestige tickets here. You want to really focus loot frequency. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Now, so I was saying before, custom map farming. Now, custom map selling. So the first thing is go into research and try to have a map that is as large as possible. Then here, which resources you place. Of course, you see that every source is going to have an intrinsic MP value, map price value. And infill resources here have the highest value. That's gonna be 600, around 600, 640. And lower resources are gonna have lower values. So if you go here into more common resources, you can see that, I don't know, for example here, these vector ones, you can see that it's 250. So it's a lot less. It's still not too bad, right? But it's a lot less. And therefore, what you really want to place is these resources, because you can see that if I go into loot, into miner, right, the scalar miner is 187. If I go here into these platforms, even the only the last level platform is gonna have a higher value. Already the fourth one, look at the cost here, it's only 98. It's very lowish. So placing these platforms should be the only thing you do after you don't have any more these resources right here. So this should be the first thing you place, resources. All right. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. So resources is the first thing. Then platforms, and always go for power, go for upgrade cost, because these are the ones that are gonna have higher value. See here, attack speed, damage, range. The other ones, yes, they still have value, but you can see that the value decreases every time. And the lowest one is sell refund. It's only 240. And now what you have to do though, if you don't have enough sources, well, it's very simple. You go here into crafting and you actually craft the platforms. So you try to get as many of these higher level platforms as possible, and you just do it by a process of elimination. So if your loot is very common, you should have a lot of these where do I have them? Yeah, right here. You should have a lot of these green ones and the blue ones, and therefore you can go right here and you can craft the green ones into the blue ones. You can see that you're gonna need platforms and you're gonna need green papers. All right, and then you're gonna continue. So you're gonna craft from the blue ones to the violet ones, and then you just keep on going until you craft as many as you can with the highest possible value. All right, and then at this stage you go into your custom map and you can then have a lot of these platforms that have pretty nice value, and you can place them. So that's how you try to build a custom map that has higher intrinsic value, and therefore you can sell it for more map price. Then there are a lot of other things that you can place. For example, these teleports that are going to be 300 also are pretty nice, but you don't really get that many of them until you're very advanced into the game and you loot a ton. So you can see here I placed some, but it's not that many. You can place barriers if you want to. Barriers are very lowish in terms of cost, but in terms of price, but you can place them if you have a ton of this. You can just place them to add more value. And then that's it, because the other things I don't recommend to sell this, because these are going to be important things that you might need for other stuff. Bases and portals should be always chosen so that you can have reach the minimum 500% difficulty, so that you get the bonuses and you get more prestige tickets when you sell the custom map. And try to always go for a portal that doesn't have healers, so in that way you can place like a flamethrower, and normally it should be easy enough. You can see the map pattern that I created. I think this one is pretty easy, so it should allow your flamethrower to do enough damage. And then on this base, remember always to pick a base that disables research. This is gonna give you 40% more prestige tickets. So yeah, pick a base that has damage, especially that has range, stuff like that, but especially like damage and range. And then yeah, try to do it, try to play it and try to see how it goes. So yeah, those are my advices for custom maps farming and how to exploit it. So here I have some comments. Carmelo, hi, welcome. Can you show how many prestige tickets we need to max loot frequency? Oh yeah. You're gonna need a total amount of 296.9 thousand. If I reset this one right here, you can see that the first levels, you're gonna also need the legendary blueprints. Right, you can see also here level 2, 3, I think up to level 10, you're gonna need the blueprints. Right, and then after level 10, you're gonna only need prestige tickets. And you can see that it's, well, actually if I reset it again, you can see that at the start is 150, then level 2 is gonna be 210, 270, 3. So just being below, like up to level 10, it's below 1000. Then after level 10, it becomes 1.5 thousand tickets. And then it increases by 40 every time. So you can see that it's 40, 40, 40, 40. Every time it increases by 40 prestige tickets. So yeah, that's how. And the rarity is exactly the same. You need the same amount of blueprints, legendary ones, and prestige tickets. So yeah, that's just it. So I hope this was helpful, Carmelo. It's a ton of tickets. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of tickets. But as you progress into the game, unfortunately, the game here really forces you to play it a ton of times, to grind and to play a lot. But now the fact that there is this research right here is very important, like for custom upselling, for everything. Try to always have this level here as high as possible, because this is going to increase the amount of prestige tickets you get when you sell custom maps, when you reset quests, the prestige dust that you obtain as well. So it's very important. And try to have you're gonna only need green peppers to level up this one, as you can see. So if you have any extra amount of green peppers, always go for this one and try to boost the amount of prestige tickets that you earn in that way. Right, so Pandit here, I understand the concept of maximizing MP, but my question is, should I sell low value maps when I run out of mines and platforms, or should I only sell when I can maximize MP? Yeah, try to do this. Try to do like 2 or 3 runs on 6.3. All right, you do it 2 or 3 times, and then you sell one custom map, and then you repeat. So you do 2 or 3 times 6.3. With all the loot that you were able to get, you create a custom map and you sell it, and then you do it again. So you go 6.3 3 times and you sell a custom map, 3 times and sell a custom map, and you just keep on going like this. So unfortunately, at the beginning, the loot you're gonna earn is gonna be little, and it's gonna also be low quality. So other than crafting here, you cannot really increase it by that much. So yeah, the prestige tickets you're gonna earn are gonna be not that little, are gonna be not that many. But remember to try to upgrade this one right here as much as possible, right? So you can get more tickets, and then yeah, go for a larger map so you can place more tiles. Even things that are very low quality, like I don't know, road items or like anything, you can place it to get a higher map value. So always try to place as many things as possible, even if it's gonna take a little bit more time. But now the fact that on custom maps you can just click this right until it goes golden, and then it's very easy like to place. If I click here, right, I could start placing these things like all in a row, right? And you just need to click and place, and then you place them. You can see here that the number is going lower. Unfortunately, the color, yeah, you cannot see the color, but let's try now this other color. Yeah, you can see it right here. So yes, you're gonna take some time, but it's not really that long. So you should be able to do it also quite quickly, right? Remember to try to always place them where there aren't other ones, so in that way you are getting more, right? And yeah, you can just keep on going until you run out of stuff, and then you go again to farm 6.3. Yeah, of course, you can do it also 5 times. It just depends on how much loot you get. If you get very little amount of loot, then probably doing it 5 times it's better. But yeah, just make sure you do it a couple times. So don't sell every time, because otherwise you're gonna just run out of items and then you're not gonna sell the map for much. So yeah, just remember to do that. And yeah, so that's just it for this part of the game. Do you guys have any other questions or any other consideration that you might want me to test or to try out here? I showed you like with the drop rate, loot frequency, loot rarity. I could show you here what happens. Yeah, let's try this. So I'm gonna reset both loot frequency and loot rarity. Then I'm gonna get loot frequency up to level, let's see, 30. Let's go level 40. And then loot rarity up to level 20. So half, right? 40, 20. And let's see how this affects the looting on 6.3. So I'm gonna always go for the same strategy so that my results can be compared with one another. All right, let's see how it goes. So I have 40 loot frequency and 20 loot rarity. It's a 2-1 ratio, but as I said before, once you reach around 20 or loot rarity, you don't want to really upgrade it that much, like maybe only up to level 30, but then you want to really max loot frequency, because I think that's going to be a lot better. And as I showed you before, loot frequency is much more important than loot rarity, because you get more bidders, you get more looting to place more on the cast maps, and yeah, it's just the best thing to do. All right, nice. Another thing that I wanted to try now is custom map farming, because from the 1.8.6 update, now whenever you're called the next wave early, you're gonna stack this double time that can actually increase by 25% the loot frequency, and increases the coins that you get, increases the, like, you have a lot of benefits from that one. So so yeah, it's gonna be like, I wanted to test it and to show you guys the live results to see if that's available now. All right, let's go here. Let's wait 9. All right, here we go. And then I have loot active, so you guys can see the loot. All right, level 4. Here we go. That's it. What really does search modifier? Never use it, to be honest. The search modifier, I use it because it increases the range of the towers, so that this freezing has more range. It can reach a larger part of the map. But yeah, that's mostly why I use it. But for some towers like Flamethrower, it's very nice because it makes it change targets. Even for minigun is pretty good because it makes it find a new target before it switches targets, and therefore it you can then rotate much more efficiently. So so yeah, that's why this modifier is nice. It's very cheap as well, so the extra range and the more efficient moving between enemies makes it a pretty nice choice. Is it better to upgrade miner speed or beat the drop rate? This is a very nice question, and as I said before, like, you wanna get beat the drop rate probably because the early levels are pretty cheap, right? So you should be able to get it up to level probably like 15 or 20 without really needing that many bids to upgrade it. But then at a certain stage you're gonna need so many bids that it's gonna be very hard to... Oh man, I forgot to reset here. Oh, rip. So here is 18 of energy actually, so it's 3 more energy than before. And yeah, you can see that the overall looting that I got is pretty decent. Now, let's see here the actual numbers. It's actually higher than what it should be because I looted for a little bit more. And this is what you loot with a 40 loot frequency and 20 loot rarity. You can still see pretty decent amount. Well, I have beat the drop rate max, but anyway, the other items is pretty decent. I could open here 4 chests from the keys, 16 of these legendary blueprints, more keys right here, things to place on custom maps, as you can see here, resources to place and stuff to place. So yeah, not too bad. Now let's see what happens if rather than increasing loot rarity, just leave it level 20, and I'm gonna just upgrade this one loot frequency level 60, right? 20 more levels. Let's see what happens now. I need though to be careful about the timing, and I need to do things properly so that I can compare the results. Otherwise I can't compare. Like the previous run, I cannot really compare it because I played for longer. So yeah, my bad. So as I was saying, Lullaby, miner speed or bit drop rate, I would argue that once you reach a certain point where like you need so many bits to upgrade bit drop rate that it's very hard to go past, that's when you're gonna start using research tickets, right? So in that way you don't need bits, you just need research tickets. So that's what I would do, and therefore you can then use all your other resources like the infure or green peppers, blueprints, and all that. You can then use it on the infure mining speed. So you're boosting the speed of this miner, and therefore you're producing more enemies, and therefore you should be getting more loot. But as I said before, like I'm not really sure that spawning more enemies now, as the game is right now, increase also the loot. I think the loot might be independent, or might be just minorly related to the amount of enemies. So I wouldn't be so sure that increasing the amount of mining speed for infure is really that helpful to get more loot, because you're gonna eventually cap it anyway, right? As you can see right here, like as soon as I drop this infure, I will get a ton of loot. But then as it then reaches the cap, then I can't get that much loot anyway. So even if I spawn more enemies, I wouldn't be able to get more loot. So that's why I wouldn't say it's like mining speed is not as important as before. You can see here, look at the amount of looting I get. It's a ton, right? But then as the game progresses, because the loot then becomes capped, then yeah, I start earning less and less and less, and then I start earning just a little bit. See now? Just a little bit of loot. So that's why I said before, even here, if I would upgrade this level and I would produce more enemies, I wouldn't get that much extra loot because the loot is already capped. I'm earning like as much as I could based on my research. So yeah, I'm not sure that it's so important, mining speed now, but it's definitely good because you're gonna farm more resources. If you need more resources for your other research, then it's gonna be nice for that reason. Alright, so then let's not screw up now, and let's just end the game here at 15 energy. Alright, here we go. Okay, nice. So end the game. And yeah, so let's just compare this with the previous run. Remember that in this other run, this one here, I played for longer. But you can still see that by just increasing loot frequency, I automatically got more bits, even if my loot rarity is the same. And then I got more loot overall. You can see here more legendary loot and more of the other items. So yeah. Let's see now what happens if I increase another 20% loot frequency, now level 80, keeping always loot rarity level 20. Right, so let's do this. Oops. this test now. Why you bully? Welcome to the stream. Does Flamethrower farm on 4000% portal get more bits per minute now? I think score from portals increase slower. Yeah, it should. That's what I wanted to test after this testing that I'm doing on 6.3. I wanted to test custom maps because I'm not sure that because of the increased level, right, increased difficulty of the portal, and considering also the fact that you have waves, and therefore you also can exploit the extra 25% loop frequency from the double timer, could make now custom maps pretty valuable alternatives to farming. So yeah, I'm gonna try this right afterwards because I'm also curious to see what happens. Okay, so you get the same bits per minute with 300% portal. Dying on wave 40. You use auto wave, instant auto wave, or you just go past the waves like one after one. Which portals you're using, which difficulty of the portals you're at. Remember, all these factors are going to be important, not just the percentage. Okay, let's go here. Boom, pressing the miner, upgrading it, and let's see now how the loot is. Remember, now I have loot frequency level 80. Loot rarity is still level 20. So let's see what happens. So are you playing on 900%? And this difficulty you're playing on 500. In which difficulty you're playing on? On that custom map. But anyway, I'm gonna test right now with the same setup to see how it affects the game. So I'm gonna just survive until wave 40. That's also what I'm gonna do. Another thing that I wanted to ask you is, do you have any special items in the map to, for example, the one that's gonna make the bosses not come or the bosses come more often? Do you have also that one place or not? All right, here we go. 15 and the game, and let's just compare. Okay, so portal 340%, difficulty is 900. Okay. So let's compare now. This one was done with loot frequency level 80. You can still see a little bit of increase in bits, but not that much. But definitely a lot more of the other looting, especially the numbers here. The numbers are increasing. Yeah, more numbers, higher items means more on the custom maps that you can place, more crafting, and therefore more prestige tickets. So yeah, you guys can see why it's so important, like upgrading loot frequency rather than loot rarity, and yeah, it just gets better and better and better. Okay, no special items. All right, so I'm gonna try now to do this custom map testing because I believe that it's very, very interesting to notice how it affects the game. Now, I have a core here that I could remove, but I'm gonna keep it because I think that, well, actually I'm gonna remove it, but cores can be helpful. So if you have any cores, you can use them. My portals here have 500% difficulty, but I could perfectly find here portals that have lower difficulty. Oops, my bad. Yeah, here I'm gonna just do this right with the, yeah, here we go. It's a lot better. I have two at 340. So do you have only one portal or do you have 8 portals? Because normally like 8 is the maximum you can get, and normally that's the best because in that way you can just have more enemies, and therefore the loot also should increase. I say should because I'm not sure that having more enemies means automatically having more loot. But actually, yeah, I can test here with this portals level 500. I don't think really changes that much. Oh, so you only have one portal, but enemies are perfect for flamethrower. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna actually get here. Yeah, because this portal actually I have flying enemies, and flamethrower cannot defeat flying enemies. So either I just place something else, or I just change the cast map. Now let's see here. Do I have any portals here that do not have healers, armored, and flying enemies? Let's see. Flying. Healer. Oh, this one. So let's place this one right here. Healer, flying. Yeah, flying. Okay, this one as well doesn't have any flying enemies. Healer, flying. Yeah, this one has armored. So yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be that great for flamethrower. Yeah, flamethrower, normally you need to avoid 4 types of enemies. Like you need to avoid flying enemies, you need to avoid healers, and you need to avoid armored. So those are the only 4 types of enemies that flamethrower is weak against. The other enemies should be fine. There's this one right here, right? Then let's see if there are any others. Even if I decrease the difficulty, I don't really mind of the portals. Healer here, healing, flying. A ton of flying enemies here. This one, right? No, it has armor. Rip. Flying. Everything is flying. Oh, this one. Yeah, I'm already lower at 490 now, but whatever. I just want to get portals that do not have any type of enemy that flamethrower might be weak against. So in that way, it should be easier. Flying. Still flying. This one, no healers. Rip. This one, heal. Yeah, flying. Healers, armored. Yeah, it's very tough finding portals that have 4 different that do not have 4 different type of enemies. It's very hard, so that's why it's yeah, it's taking me a long time to get them. No, this one has healers. Rip. Nope. Healers again. Flying. Healers. Yeah, the bases that do not have flying enemies have always the healers. That's a big rip. Okay, that's another one. I just need one more. One more. And yeah, I'm low at 480 now. Nope. 470. Come on, just one quick base. One quick portal. Nope, nope. No. 450. Yeah, I'm going very low here, but it's hard to find here a base without those type of enemies. Nope, nope. Healers. Flying. This one, finally, I got one. Okay, so 3 of 500, then 4 of 490, then 1 of 4 and 10. So yeah, that's just what the best I was able to find. My base is this one right here, and I think it's already like the best one I got because it has like range, damage. Well, it has also attack speed, but for flamethrower is not important. And then it has experience multiplier and towers upgrade price. So I think like these 4 things are the most important ones that you should search on a base when you are getting your custom up. And I'm already playing on 900% difficulty, right? So these portals you can see here, 4500 difficulty, and then this last one has 3700 percent. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Now flamethrower, my personal flamethrower is maxed, so of course this might be a little bit weird, but yeah, I'm curious here about the looting. You can see here this double timer now that they have added, that is going to increase the experience generation of the towers, coin generation, and it's going to also increase by 25% the loot. So loot frequency. Remember here to place modifiers. I'm gonna also place a search modifier to increase the range. So now I can reach the entire map that I have created. Level, let's go more ultimate. Alright, let's go for more damage. Remember damage modifiers for flamethrower. And then actually power, I'm not gonna place power yet. I'm gonna try to make this tower level up as much as possible, and then I'm gonna place power afterwards. How do you get 7000% difficulty? On endless I have 200% limit. Also Dirk, that's a research. Once you get a research that is called endless difficulty, you can increase it even further, and you can reach up to an extra 900% difficulty. So that's how you do it. Right, so I see here the loot being legendary already, only legendary, so that's great. And that's the boss. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I might need to use here an ability, maybe ball lightning. Yeah, let's see, one ball lightning. Also my ball lightning has max level, so you can see it's doing a ton of damage to the boss. But anyway, you like before, why you bully me? I think you said that you ended up to wave 40, right? So I'm gonna just end the game right now, and let's see the resources I got. So yeah, 4500 beat this with double gain. So if you have this one, it should be 2200. Yeah, but could you defeat the boss if you use ball lightning? I think you could. Maybe you need to use like 2 or 3 ball lightnings, but I think you could survive. And then this is the other loot. In terms of legendary loot, you can see some keys here, special blueprints, these random quality tiles, tickets as well. But yeah, as I said before, I have maxed loot frequency and loot rarity, so definitely that affects the gameplay and how much I earn. Bauer, hi, welcome. And here you said how many portals and what portals are you using? For this map right here, for this little farming that I showed, I used these portals right here. So the highest difficulty portals that do not have flying enemies, healers, and armored. So that's what I went with. Now this run lasted how much? Yeah, I need to go right here, right? Yeah. So it was 2 minutes and 22. All right, you can see here, right here. So it was a little bit faster than the strategy I used on 6.3 by about like 40 seconds, but only up to wave 40. And then here we go. If we just check the loot, this one was the loot I was able to earn on 6.3. On this run, that was, though, let's just check it out here, 3 minutes and 7. All right, so this is the time it took me, and I was able to earn 13.9 thousand biddies on that run and all these other items. Instead, on this run right here on the custom map, it was 2 minutes and 22, and I was able to get to 4,500 biddies. So yeah, it's just that. If you get less biddies than me, it's probably because of research. Remember that biddies swap rate is gonna affect the amount of biddies you earn. Loot frequency is gonna affect it, and also loot rarity. I'm just comparing here. I'm just comparing these two runs that I did, because in both of them I had loot frequency, loot rarity, and biddies swap rate maxed. So in that way, I can just compare right away the time and the resources. But you can see that on the custom map, though, it's not as many resources. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play again, right? But I will try to play until I reach like 15 on energy. That should be roughly the same amount of time I take on 6.3. So let's see if I play for longer, if also the loot becomes better. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Everything is exactly as before. I'm just now I'm gonna play a little bit longer. So yeah, it seems to be less biddies per minute, yeah, on custom maps. Yeah, it seems to be like that way, but now that's why I wanted to play for a bit longer. I want to play until energy 15. That should be roughly the same amount of time than on 6.3, and let's see how it goes. Reset, yeah, the reset button is so that you can get back all the items or the resources that you spent on a certain research. In case, for example, that you maybe upgraded some towers early on, but then as you play the game, you realize that you're not gonna really upgrade them, or you might need the resources for other things. You can definitely like reset by using accelerators, and you can and yeah, you can then just go with you can use those resources on other upgrades. So I keep on playing longer here. You can see here the energy ticking, and now enemies being very, very tough. But I will try not to use any more ball lightnings. Like, I only wanted to use it for the boss, but then that's it. The reset button only resets one button. The research that you're resetting, so it's only that one. Yeah, it must be the last research. Yeah, you cannot reset a research that depends on other ones. So yeah, you must go in back, and yeah, all resources are returned. Everything. You don't lose any resources. Okay, that's the second boss, so I'm gonna use another ball lightning. Alright. And we're getting closer here to 15 energy timer. That should be roughly the same amount of time I play on 6.3. I don't know why, but I feel that, yeah, probably because it's because of the loot. Because I'm earning loot from right at the beginning. That's why it might seem that I'm playing for longer. All right, here we go. So reset. You can see here the bid this 6,000. And yeah, actually 3 minutes and 29. Why? 3 minutes and 29. It lasted more than 6.3. Yeah, this is weird. Let me. Yeah, I don't know. Why is this happening? When you reset Lullaby, yeah, the research tickets have half value. So you then need 2 half research tickets, like to make one, to craft one. So yeah, that's also true. I wonder if you use Insta Auto Wave Call, you could get more bids per minute since you lose time on Splash and Strong. Oh, no, you don't get more loot because remember that loot is applied to time. So if you have a certain amount of loot you can earn per second, even if you increase the amount of enemies that come out, you're not gonna gain more loot. So the loot is fixed. So yeah, remember about that. It's gonna take you less time. It's gonna take you less time to reach that same stage. You're not gonna be able to farm more. For example, now see that which wave is this one? 67, right? I'm gonna play again here. All right. But now I'm gonna have Insta Wave active. And look at what happens. About the loot, right? I just want you to focus on loot, because remember that loot is fixed on, like, once it reaches a certain cap, you cannot earn it per minute, even if you are spawning a lot more enemies. How long have you been playing this game? For about like 3 years, I think. I started playing more seriously though in 2019. Okay, so here I'm gonna use the ball lightning, all right, for the boss as before. All right. See that I'm still earning the very rare loot. Is not only legendary compared to before. So let's see here. Once I reach wave 67, I will try to reset. Actually, wave 60. Yeah, after the boss. 60. Yeah, here we go. Look at the bidders, guys. See, it's the same amount of wave. Alright, but look at the bidders is a lot less. And that is because of the fact that the playing time was also a lot lower. Only 1 minute and 22. So that's why yeah, Insta Wave doesn't work anymore, because the loot is fixed. So you cannot earn more than a certain amount. And it's always better to go slow. So in that way, the longer you play, the more rare the loot becomes. So you have a higher chance of getting better loot and therefore getting also more bids. So yeah, just remember about that. Don't use Insta Wave for custom map farming. What's your favorite game? My favorite game is actually Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2. Do you guys remember the Spider-Man 2 game from the movie that came out in like 2004, I think? Or 2005, I don't remember. And yeah, that's my favorite game of all time. It's not only because I played it a ton when I was a kid, I also played it when I grew up, and it's still amazing. the combos, the fighting, the fact that you can just swing, you can go everywhere in the city, the mechanics of the swing being very complicated to master and to get good at. It's I think no new spider game that has come out. For example, Spider-Man for the PS4, PS5, Miles Morales, all that makes the swing super easy. Like it requires no skill. Spider-Man just flies around. You don't need to do anything, and you're never gonna hit the ground. You never hit an obstacle, and therefore, yeah, it takes away all the fun, right? All the fun in trying to master the swinging and with real physics. So yeah, Spider-Man 2 from 2004. It's my favorite game of all time. Bauer. I don't have many portals though. The options I would have, I go without tank, armor, healer, fly, would be very low percentage. Okay, so if that happens, so if you don't have any high quality, like high percentage portals, only go for the ones that do not have healers and armored, alright? Even if they have flying, place them anyway. For example, see this one? It's a very high percentage, but has flying. But it doesn't have armored or healers, so I could potentially place it. But then, when you're going for your strategy power, remember to here not only place one flamethrower, but actually to move here. Yeah. And remember to move and to place more platforms right here. For example, another damage, and then some more around. Oops. Like this. And place either Splash, Tesla, Minigun, any tower that can attack flying enemies. So in that way, you don't have to worry about Flamethrower not being able to attack flying enemies. You just place another tower. So you place 2. So that's what I would recommend you to do. And yeah, no problem. Keep on farming. My community games shows nothing. How does that work? Community maps. Yeah, I'm not sure how this works because of the fact that I never use it as well. You go right here, right? So yeah, it's a feature that's gonna come soon. So it's not available yet. So yeah, that's why you can't see anything. Portals without strong are best if you have low research. You can use abilities and reroll waves, removing flying enemies. Yeah, I mean, you can just deal with flying enemies in many different ways. You could potentially use also abilities, right? If you don't want to place another tower, you can use abilities to deal with flying enemies. Strong enemies, in my opinion, are not so bad for the very simple reason that Flamethrower here has a 50% efficiency against strong enemies. So it's not 100, but it's not even 25. See that for armored is 25, so it's very low. So that's why you want to avoid possibly like healers and armored. But strong, it's only half damage. So by going with Flamethrower, maybe if you even place another tower, like if you go for a Tesla, see the Tesla has very high damage against strong. So you can perfectly fine combinate the 2 towers, and you can also attack flying enemies, right? Minigun in this case has is again 50% against strong, but you could use it if you want to. Splash also is 50%. So yeah, the 3 main like towers that attack flying enemies cannot really do a lot of damage to strong. But yeah, I think this 50% is not really that important. You can always use abilities, and you can always use other stuff to deal with that. Alright, let me just reset here. Alright, can you quickly explain how portals work? I see you have several in one corner. Oh yeah, because on castle maps, you can place up to 8 portals at once. So that's the maximum. If you try to place one more, look here what happens. And you try to play. See that it says max 8 portals allowed. So you can play with just one portal, alright, just one. Or you could place with a maximum of 8. I recommend going with 8. Well, actually, because of the fact that now loot is fixed, I don't even know if going with 8 is a good idea. You have, you know, I want to test it now. Apfel House, hi, welcome. So let me remove all these portals. I'm gonna keep just one. And I'm gonna keep here the one that didn't have any flying enemies inside. That was... where is it? This one. Alright, so I'm gonna only play with one portal. And let's see how it goes. I'm gonna also remove here the score. I wanna see how it goes, because now the fact that loot is gonna be fixed, I'm not even sure that it's good. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Like, these few enemies should provide me the same amount of loot that more enemies should give me. So that's why I'm not even sure that now you need to have like 8 portals. See here, this amount of loot I'm earning is a ton. It's I don't think it's less compared to the loot I earned before with 8 portals. So this might be ground breaking. It appears that 6.3 is still the best for bidless loot. You get less loot than before, but still more than anywhere else. Is that right? Yeah, it seems so. I'm still doing some tests here because I believe that the benefits now with this extra 2, so this extra 25% loot frequency, it could be something that could allow you to get more bidless. But if you play for longer, you always need to play like for longer. If you play shorter games, I don't really think you can measure, you can understand how much potential it has. So that's why here I'm gonna play again until 15 energy, and I'm gonna see how much loot I was able to earn. In this case, I'm only going with one portal, yeah, let's see the looting, because I want to see if just one portal or 8 portals really changes that much. So far, I think I'm earning like the same amount of loot. I don't think there is any difference. Oh, here I forgot about having it on random. You can see here struggling a little bit against strong, but then eventually destroying them. So that's why I said before that yeah, it shouldn't be that problematic. And remember that here I'm playing on 900% difficulty. Like, this portal is 4500 difficulty, so it's very, very high. Normally you wouldn't reach a portal this, like, unless you're having 900% difficulty and then a portal 500%, you cannot reach this amount. So yeah, enemies coming from inside here have crazy amount of HP already. You can see here 2 millions and counting. Okay, what happened? I don't know. There were no enemies incoming. Okay. And let's see now. I'm gonna stop at 15. And boom. 3.3. So it actually seems, guys, that number of enemies is a little bit related to the loot, because you can see here I only got 6700 with this, right? 1500 of these 100 tiles, 24 tickets. If I what happens here if I just play again, but I add more of these portals, right? I add again some here that do not have flying enemies but have high do not have certain enemies. So let's see here. I got this one actually as well, so that's 2. And let's try to place a third one. I think before, like, I placed a third portal that didn't have flying, healers, and armored. And I think it was this one. So yeah, let's see. Now with 3 portals. No, actually, I'm gonna test with 2. So let's go with 2, and let's see what happens. Okay, random, and yeah, here we go. So now I have 2 portals. All right, not 1 but 2. And yeah, let's see what how the loot changes. Like, am I gonna get more loot? Am I gonna get the same amount of loot? I'm pretty curious to see here, because like, I know the amount of enemies refers to amount of loot. There is a certain amount that it's related, but then after a little bit, like, it's like you cap, and so even if you keep on spawning more enemies, you don't get more loot, something of that sort. So let's see if it's actually the case. And I tested before with only 1 portal, and now I'm testing with 2. The waves also are gonna be a little bit different, so that's also another thing that I have to consider. Waves are gonna be a little bit different. So there might be some RNG involved because of the enemy types. So yeah, I don't know. But I cannot really control that one, because waves always are different every time that you change something on the castle map. So it might not be possible for me to control this. I see the star in the portal, but there is no star enemies. Oh yeah, the star is the boss. So this star that you see right here, this represents bosses. So that means that this portal is gonna spawn bosses. And if you go here, see that in wave 40 there is Brute, then there is Stakey, wave 60, and then Constructor here, 80, and so on. So every 20 waves you have bosses. So that's that is the meaning of the star in this in the portals. All right, that's 1 ball lathering for Brute. Another thing that seems to be is that now that I got 2 portals, it seems that enemies are also spawning more quickly. Right? See that I'm already past wave 47. Like before, I reached 15 energy when I was in wave 47. Now I'm already past it. So it might be this the reason why I didn't got as many bids before. And the looting also was lower. This is very interesting. So why... Like, it seems that enemies, if you only have 1 portal, enemies require more time to be spawned than if you have multiple portals. Like, it looks like it works like this. I'm not sure though. There might be other factors. Alright, and 15. And yeah, you can see the loot also higher. With 2 portals, it's now 42. Oops, here I forgot to end the game. So let's compare the actual items. 8400 here. Tickets, key star blueprints, all right. And here, yeah, 6700. So yeah, it seems that like having 2 portals makes you get a little bit more loot. but also because it seems that you're progressing faster through the waves. Okay, let me try now with 3 portals. I want to see how it increases, like how much is going to increase, because maybe when you reach 3 or 4 portals, maybe you cap it, right? And you cannot increase it anymore. So where is the portal? I think it was around here. Yeah, here we go. So let's go now with 3, right? 3 portals. Let's see what happens. The waves, of course, are going to be different. And yeah, there is nothing I could do about that. But all the other factors are the same. Alright, here we go. Ultimate. So I'm always going for the same abilities as well, trying to minimize RNG and the bias. Now also I'm not placing any how they're called, these ones are here, power modifiers. I'm just placing the damage ones and the search, and that's it. Let's see. Okay, that's brute, so I'm gonna use here ball lightning again, as I did before. The blue one is search modifier. It increases the range, and also it's very good for flamethrower because it makes it search for new enemies even if the current one is alive, and therefore it becomes more efficient, the rotation, and so you apply the burning on more enemies more efficiently. And also it helps because it makes the tower level up faster. So that's why I'm using this modifier. So look at this now, guys. It's wave 51 and it's not even 10 energy. So see that the game seems to progress like more quickly. When you get more portals, it looks like it's progressing more quickly. I don't really know why or the reason behind, but it looks like this. Okay, these strong enemies were a little bit of a pain. RIP. Yeah, strong enemies being a little bit of a pain here. Yeah, I'm almost reaching here the boss in wave 60. So you can see that's definitely like it's making me go faster here. And I'm gonna reset right now. Oh, look at this now. Bit just gained. I didn't really increase that much. Yeah, my bad. Like compared to when I only had 2 portals, I got less bidders, I think. Like, let me just make sure here, but I think I got less. 8100, and before I got 8400. I think there is also some RNG going on. Because, like you can see that also the amount of green peppers again, it gets higher and higher. So that means that I'm defeating more waves. And if I go right here, you can see 47 waves, 53 waves, 59 waves. So yeah, the amount of waves is higher, but in this case, maybe because of the type of enemies that came out, the biggest gain was lower than before. So this is very interesting. Like, even if I played for longer and I defeated more enemies, I got less bidders compared to before. So yeah, it's interesting. I think that how it works is you get more double time and it takes less time to spawn enemies. With more portals, it's spawn about the same amount, but more portals. Yeah, exactly. I think that enemies, because they come from different portals, they come out faster. So I think that's how. That's why, like, I'm getting. I can just progress faster. But still, the fact that bit didn't increase, even if I survive more waves, is very. It's a mystery. Like, I should get more. So there might be a confounding factor here somehow that, like, I think there is some RNG involved, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know, it's just weird. So what happens if I place a fourth portal here? If I remember correctly, I don't have any that doesn't have flying, healers, or armor, so I'm gonna have to go to 490, right? Because I don't have anything here. So let's go for 90 and let's see where is the other portal that I got. Yeah, this one right here. So let's place it, and I still have another one. So that's 4. It's a little bit lower difficulty, but let's see what happens now with 4. Oops. So there might be some RNG in terms of like loot earned, because of course, like when you get legendary loot, there is only a chance that it's bit dust, but it could be something else. So because of this RNG, this could be the reason why the amount of bit dust like changes so much, and also because of the waves. Because every time that I'm modifying this custom map, which enemies are coming out in which order, it's always different. So that's also why probably the bits earned are different. Alright, using ball lathering now. Oh, you're Africans. Nice. I'm from Argentina. I was born in Argentina and then I moved to Italy when I was a little kid. And I've been living since in Italy. So yeah, my native language is Spanish. Well, Argentinian, but I speak Italian like perfectly. I've done all the school, elementary, like middle school, high school, everything here in Italy. So yeah, that's my story. So the boss here is coming out. I'm gonna actually use a ball lightning because I still have half a minute here. So I could potentially get more loot until I reach 15 energy. So that's why I'm I got another ball lightning there. Robert Jurian, hi, welcome, and thanks for watching, and I hope that this video is gonna be helpful. Yeah, definitely now I got a lot more with this. So yeah, with 4 pearls, maybe also the different change in how the enemies came out meant more over loot. And now let's see here also the other loot. Like for example, these are blueprints, like 1200, and let's see before 900. So you can see also there an increase. The 100% tiles 2400. Let's see before was 1500. So yeah, definitely a lot more loot compared to before. More tickets as well. Chess actually a little bit less. Like here 48. Here you can see 36. But yeah, I mean, also the amount of green papers I earn is more, so you can clearly see that the fact that I survived for longer meant also more loot somehow. That's why, like, also here there should be more loot, and that's why I was surprised when it didn't occur. And actually I got less loot in this gameplay when I survived for 59 waves rather than 53. So yeah, but here again 65 with 4 poles, once again more. And I don't know, like I could keep on adding here more pearls to see if the situation changes. But have I done already a game, right? It was it this one? 3 minutes 29. Yeah, when I got the when I had the 8 pearls. So I think there should be the earnings. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one? Oh no, 1 minute 20. Yeah, that was with the auto wave. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 games back. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and where is it? I don't have the game. Oh yeah, because I reloaded. Yeah, I reloaded the save game. Yeah, rip. I'm gonna have to do it again. So I'm gonna place here the 8 pearls, and I will see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna need again to look for the pearls that do not have flying enemies, healers, and armored. So that's gonna be a pain. Thankfully I found one right away, but the other ones weren't so easy to find. Like there's another one right here. And then like the last one, I think it was 410. Right? Yeah, because it's not so easy to get them. So one was 480, I'm pretty sure. Like I had to go lower, one difficulty lower to find it. Or yeah. Man, my eyes here looking all these enemies. My eyes are hurting. Yeah, I think I had to go to 480 to find it. So I'm gonna search now in 480. Okay, let's see. Not that one because it has armored. Oh no, I haven't found it. So there might be another portal somewhere. Oh, this one, yeah. Thankfully I found it right away. And then let's go to 410. Because I remember that there were no other portals in between. Oh yeah, here we go. So let's try again with now 8 portals, right? Because I don't remember which was the loot that I actually got. So now that I've already done the other gameplays, I'm gonna just compare right away. So let's see if something changes by placing these 8 portals rather than 4, right? Let's see if something occurs. The difficulty is gonna be, well, a little bit lower for some, but still, I would say it's pretty high. The boss. And the other boss, I'm gonna also use the ball lightning. You can see I still have a lot of time until I reach 15 energy, so definitely with 8 portals, you're just progressing through the game faster. Now here is level 50. What do I do? Yeah, I might need to place power here because otherwise I will not be able to destroy these strong enemies. And it would be a pity. Yeah, whatever. And definitely more with this 5600. So yeah, even if the duration you can see is very similar, but with more pearls, the loot also increases. It's not that much that increases, but it's definitely greater. So yeah, this one was with 4 pearls, you can see 1080, and then this one was with 8 pearls, 11.2. So it's very little, but remember guys, the RNG, maybe the waves were different. In terms of other items, I think I earned like very similarly, right? So you don't see a big change there. So yeah, probably like going still with 8 portals in custom maps might be the best thing to do because it increases the loot that you earn. But as I said before, like if you have any of these cores, go for them. Right, because they're gonna just give you more stats and your towers are gonna be stronger. If you have any of these special bosses tiles, also you can go with them. You can see here, for example, more rarity, right? Bosses are gonna come more often, but I think this one is nice for this extra loot rarity, right? Or you can even go with this one that decreases loot rarity and score gain, but that makes it spawn no bosses. So there are no bosses with this one. So yeah. I mean, you can just go with whatever you like or you prefer. Okay, so here a question from Why You Bully. How do you max prestige research in any respectable amount of time? I'm a level 10 rarity and frequency, and it's already costing 1.5 thousand prestige tickets for one research level. How did you get lots of prestige tickets? Now, what I did back in the day was to, well, first of all, when I started getting the prestige research, it wasn't before the 1.8 update, so a lot of things were different, and 6.3 didn't exist, so this level didn't exist at all, and therefore farming custom maps was just the best way to go, and the only thing you could go with. So I went on my custom map, and yeah, I just played it a ton of times. I got some extra resources. I then sold those resources for custom map I placed those resources creating these custom maps, and I just sold them. And yeah, I did it, I don't know, like 5. Each time I sold a custom map, I got around like 700 to 800 tickets. So after selling 2 or 3 custom maps, I was able to get 1 level. And then back in the day as well, the fact is you could use research tickets for this. So once you reach level 10, you can use research tickets, and therefore yeah, it was a lot easier to progress because of that, because I also, with these lucky shot tickets that I got my research tickets in the lucky wheel right here, and therefore it was a lot easier to just get a lot of levels here. Like I was able to get around 5 to 10 levels each day by just playing for around like 2 hours, no more than that. So yeah, that's just how different it was back then. Right now, you only need, and you can only use prestige tickets. So there is, the cool thing is that now there is this research that increases the amount of prestige tickets you can earn when you sell custom maps. So this helps, and that's why, like, try to get it as high as possible. Geralda Villalobos, hi, welcome, and greetings to Chile as well. So yeah, try to go with like high level right here. You only need green peppers for this research, so that's an advantage. You know, you don't need like resources or blueprints or stuff like that. And then and yeah, I mean, as you loot for prestige, for bid this, right, as you try to loot on 6.3 or on a cast map, whatever you prefer, for bid this, automatically you're also gonna get other loot. So you get these tiles, say these ones are here, you get chests, you get keys, and you can keep on opening and using these extra additional items to get more stuff, right? If I, for example here, if I open 500 of this, see how many things I got. So these are all things that I can place on my custom map, and I could sell for a ton of tickets. So that's why this is, I know it's repetitive and it's pretty boring, but it's the only way. So yeah, it's just a sad, and you're gonna need, like right now with this extra boost of this research, you can earn up to like 2,000 tickets when you sell one custom map, so you can get a lot more tickets. So potentially if you play the game around 2 hours, well, 2 hours each day, you should be able to get like maybe 2 or 3 levels. So yeah, that's the only way, I think, to progress. I don't think there is a better or alternative way. So yeah, it's sad, but that's just how the game is right now. How do you shoot the custom maps? How do you sell custom maps? You go right here. You play it. Actually, I'm gonna just show you what to do. Like, always play on endless custom maps when you wanna sell them. Go lowest difficulty, 150. Research, remember always to get as highest level as possible right here. And then you go here, remember to set a base and a portal that it's good for you. And search for a portal that it's around 350% difficulty. That should be the best one. Even with flying enemies, it's fine. The important thing is that when you play it right here, the first waves shouldn't have flying enemies. So see that, for example, here the flying enemies are going to come with 27, and therefore it's very late. So I don't care about that, and that's why this portal is good. And then you place flamethrower. I think I just leave it on first, like in this case. And yeah, because of the fact that here research is disabled, right? Because the base disabled it. Your towers are a lot weaker, but that's good because of the fact that this is gonna just mean that you need to reach this 4,000 score, and that's it. You don't need to go any further. So you need to survive until wave like 10, sometimes 12, and you should be able to earn enough score, and then you can reset. And yeah, that should be enough for you. You can see here I have enough score, so I can already end the game. And therefore you can then sell. Go here, see this button, this is selling, and depending on your map price, right? So depending on how many things, how many items you placed, and then the bonuses, you can see here the base bonus, difficulty bonus. Remember, the maximum bonus is at 500%. No abilities used, no research. This is from the base. Enemies local platforms as well from the base. No bounties, no minors. All these things are gonna just multiply. And if you can reach the score, you have an extra 200% right here. And so you can see that the total amount, it's for me 5,300 tickets here just by selling this map. And I could get a lot more. Like if I place more items here, I could get a higher value and I could get more. But this just to show you that even if you place half of this, you should still be able to earn a lot, like 1.5 thousand, right, tickets in just one go. So yeah, it's nice. So always remember, try to accomplish as many of these achievements as possible, because it's gonna just multiply the amount of prestige that you get. So yeah. Oh, so you can sell maps for around 1 to 2,000. Yeah, that's definitely good. Yeah, the bad thing is that you can't use research tickets. So yeah, that's just super sad. Bauer here asks how to play on lowest difficulty. Yeah, of course, because of the fact that, could you see before already that because I'm using this base, all right, that disables research, right? Even if you're playing on endless, your towers are super weak, and so that's why you want to minimize the difficulty. And that's why here you can see the portal being 350 and 150% endless, and that results in a portal having 525%, and that's enough to get the bonus to sell the map for higher value. Oh, you thought you had to put it on 900%? Oh, no, no, no. Once you reach the 500% difficulty bonus on the castle map, even if you are playing on a much higher difficulty, you don't get any bonuses, any extra bonuses. So that's why you wanna like minimize it. So yeah, definitely. Like if you have these portals right here at 300%, you can go with them. If you don't have many, because remember that when you sell a custom map, you lose all the things that you placed. So you lose the base, you lose the portal, you lose all the resources, everything. And therefore, if you don't have a good base to a good portal to place, then what you can do is you can increase here the difficulty. Like maybe you could place 200. But then when you choose the portal, you choose a portal that has lower difficulty, like for example 300 instead of 350. So I don't know, I could choose here one. Once again, remember to pick up enemies possibly that the flamethrower is good against. So maybe yeah, this one, right? This one right here. And so when you play, the portal has lower difficulty, and endless is 200. But see that it's not enough. This one is 450. So I don't have the bonus. So if this happens, don't worry. You just go right here and you try a portal that has slightly higher value. So I don't know, 310. Let's go for 320, probably. It might be the best one. 320, I got these ones. Healer. Maybe this one. Let's see 320 how it goes. The actual difficulty. 480. No, it's not enough. And you can, of course, if you want to, you can increase, like, you can increase it in two ways. Or you increase the overall difficulty of Endless, right? Or you increase the difficulty of the portal. You can do it in both ways. And you can see that now it's still 480. Wait, what? Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. Like, by increasing the difficulty of Endless, it should get the portal should get a stronger value. So I don't know why it's staying here 480. Yeah, this is a bug. It shouldn't be staying at 480. It should be increasing. So it's definitely a bug. Yeah, it's bugged out, but probably you need to, like, place it and resell it. Sorry, remove it and placing it. I'm gonna just do this. Let's see now. No, still the same. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the important thing is that you just go that value of minimum 500%, and therefore you get the bonuses. So in this case, let's go for 330. This one, right? Could be 495. Wow, so close, but still not enough. So I guess 340 is, at the end of the day, what's needed here. And I have only 2. Yeah, let's go with this one. Remember, always, if you have bad waves, you can always manipulate. So yeah, here we go. This is 510. Now look at the waves. So no flying enemies until wave 15, so that should be good. And no armored. So even if this portal here has armored and healing and helis, because they come too late, so late, it doesn't really matter. So you can still play here, and you can play with your flamethrower, and you can do your thing. So yeah, that's just personally, that's how I do it. I like to keep the difficulty at 150%, so in that way I always know that portals must be 350 and I reach the bonus. But yeah, it's just me. You know, you can go whatever strategy you think it might be better. And see that the score is always the same. The score that you need to reach, that it's for 1000, it's always the same. Alright, here are some enemies leaking, but still, it shouldn't be that bad, right? I don't know. The important thing is reaching the score without losing. You have some lives, so you can afford to lose some lives, but don't just lose. If you end up losing because of some RNG factor or whatever, you can always reset. You can always change wave confirmation. You can change a portal. You can change strategy as well. You can try to move, for example, your flamethrower in a different targeting, but I was still able to reach the score. So here I end the game, and yeah, you can see here still I got the same bonuses. So yeah, that's how to do it. So here I lost some comments. 450% is max bonus because they round each 10%. Oh, okay, so yeah, they round to the closest 50. Oh, I see. So you only need the base 300% difficulty? Oh, really? Because I remember that I thought, like, I played something of that sort and I didn't got it. No, it's not possible because I tried it before. Like if I place here something of 300% difficulty, playing on endless 150, see that the bonus here is 450, and you don't get the maximum benefits from, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you gain them, but it could be that you're right. Let's see the waves here. Yeah, there are some strong enemies, so here I might not be able to do it, but the difficulty enemies are a lot weaker, so maybe I got a chance. Oh yeah, but look at this. Look at the score. 8.8200. So I need to survive a lot longer. So that's why I don't play like this. And I always try to play with a poro that is at least 350. So in that way I only need to reach 4000 score and not 8200 or something like that. So yeah, that's just how I do it. But as I said before, there are many different ways to do it. Just go with whatever strategy, whatever way you think it's best. And yeah, you can see right here, 4000. I don't know if it's a glitch. If you have a base that disables research, the difficulty is locked in endless. Oh, so it's only 150. You cannot increase it like 900. Oh, so I see. So it doesn't really matter. Even if you have here like difficulty 900, it will still have the same value. Right? Yeah, see? So it's always multiplied for the same amount. So even if you play on 900% difficulty, if the base has disables research, it shouldn't really matter. So yeah, thanks for that. I didn't know it. Liu here asks, can you try to get plus 4 billion score on 6.3? Oh, yeah, let's try it. It's been a lot of time since I've done since I tried to do it, but yeah, let's try to do it now that the score can be capped at like 9 billion or something like that. So it should be possible. Let me just get Blizzard though. Blizzard and Overload. Yeah, I need these two especially. Strategy wise, I think I'm gonna go with what I did in the past. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So let's remove loot. Yeah, let's remove all the effects, right? Alright, Crusher. Here I'm waiting for this to place here these ones, right? Another Crusher I think I'm gonna place here at the very end of the map. Then I don't even remember what like what to do. Yeah, I think I get like both level 2, right? I got this one level 1. Yeah, this one. Right? Then I got with level 3, level 3. Yeah, I don't remember what I do. Like I need to place Gauss, but I don't remember when exactly. Oh yeah, maybe I need to build these ones up here in the top. Yeah, that might be why. So I'm gonna place these top ones as well. I'm gonna get them level 3. Yeah, let's go for more score. Especially more mining speed. Then I place like Gauss. Oops. Here. Did I change the targeting? No, right? No, okay. I don't know, So Gauss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go level 7. Alright. For the ultimate. And then let's go here until like 30 minutes, right? Something around that time. Should be enough. Selling Gauss. Getting this one now level... Is it level 6? Or 7? Yeah, let's get it level 7, and then I'm gonna place a Gauss here on the opposite side. And rotating it in this direction. And again, level 7. Alright. Score capped at 9 quintillion. Yeah, that's right. Endless leaderboards now that only count first hour. Yeah, I saw the leaderboards. I've never really cared about the leaderboards, but yeah, it's interesting. Alright. And then let's just max here this bottom inferiors, right? Normally that's what, like, I remember that I did. I don't know if that's the best, but I'm gonna still do it. And let's get this. Yeah, actually I need to max Crusher right now. Alright, here we go. So the bottom inferiors level 10. Yes. Also this one level 10. Alright. So this should be good now. I should be able to destroy all the enemies. And then let's just get more score. Level 7 here, because I see some of these enemies approaching here the last portion of the map. Level 8. Yeah, it was close, but I was able to do it. Yeah, level 8 seems to be the level that I need to get. Use all the miners. If I spawn too many enemies, I will not be able to handle them. So that's why I cannot spawn many enemies. Normally, like my strategy was to like when I reach this stage, I think I just get Gauss also up here and I attack this side. Level 8. So I get more double mining speed for these miners up here. And I go like for 25 minutes. And then I also do the same for these other miners, like in the opposite side. Something of that sort. So let's get here this and this. Gauss. Yeah, I need to upgrade this splash because there are way too many enemies. I'm gonna also get the other ability here. And let's try to go level 10. Yeah, here we go. So I can clear up everything. Double mining time. Waiting until the boss dies. Oh, that's gonna take too much time though. Like my miners will not be able to survive until the boss leaks. I think I'm gonna have to kill the boss earlier. I mean, at least this is the strategy I did before. I don't know if it's the best, but I cannot place a mining speed modifier right here. Otherwise I have too many enemies to deal with. I'm gonna place it afterwards. And then here, I just need to reach level 29. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna use a splash ultimate to kill it. So 29 here, alright. And then here, I get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get bow splash, level 10, and with the ultimate. And I then kill the boss now. That's what I normally do. Go very slow here, because as soon as you kill the boss, you need to start doing overloads, and you need to start doing the thing. Alright, let's see. Almost. Yeah, probably this might not be the best to get the highest possible score, but still it's pretty decent. So destroying all these last enemies. Alright, here we go. Now, selling splash, placing here the modifiers. Selling this crusher, right? Upgrading everything, now level 10. And this one. Selling this. Level 10. Okay, everything is level 10, right? So now I use 15 overloads. And then I start using also Blizzard. Alright, I think that's how I do it. And then I just use Blizzard, like as soon as the effect from the 4 ends, I just use it again. Enemies move very quickly, so be careful. Bower, what is the hotkey to upgrade? I use Mayusk. Sorry, Cap. No, Shift. I use Shift to upgrade towers or to upgrade the miners. So that's what I personally do. But yeah, you can change it as you prefer, as you see fit. Okay, my Blizzard here lasts 34 seconds. I can actually count the timer and I can see when it's gonna run out. So I can go a little bit faster here. Alright. At 36 it should run out. 37. So it's gonna be 203. Yeah. And just keep on going like this. I don't know if I'm gonna reach 4 billion, but definitely, oops, I should reach like 3 billion, something like that. I forgot there to use Blizzard, my bad. Oh wow, you have a very high record. Yeah, probably, like, I think there are better ways to do the early game, especially if you like wait until the boss runs out. I normally never do it because I value time over everything else. So yeah, that's why I prefer like shorter times where I still able to earn a lot of resources. Alright, just one more Blizzard and that should be it. Oh, oops. Alright, now getting Crusher. Level 0. Right? Oh, the overload should end. Yeah, here we go. So I can try to survive a little bit longer by keeping this Crusher here. Right? Then Blizzard again. Yeah, I'm at 3.5 million. Yeah, 3.5 billion. I think that's pretty good. considering I've played for, let's see how much total time I played. I played for 10 minutes, so my total time on this level was 10 minutes, and I was able to reach almost 3.6 billion. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. And actually here on the leaderboard, I got 10th position. So yeah, that's nice. But I would say that definitely, like, there are better ways to do it. Yeah, here we go. This is the username, Liu, right? This is you. 4,000,006. 4,000,000,006. So yeah, that's nice. Personally, like as I said before, I don't like playing for that long. But if you really want to maximize the score, most likely the best thing to do is just to play all the minors, get them all level 10, and like wait until the boss almost leaks, then like killing it at the very end, or like letting it leak, and then you use overloads afterwards. I would say that you use a strategy of that sort. But yeah, personally, I just like to play for less time and still able to earn, you know, this 2.9 million Infier, 1.3 million Tensor, you know, the resources, and yeah, getting enough score, but without really abusing, without really playing that long, because I don't really like playing for that long. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this 6.3 run. I'm very rusty, so probably I could have got a higher score if I would have played a bit better. But it's been a very long time since I've tried this level, like trying to get a very high score. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, it's crazy. Like these people here, like 4.2 billion. Like, wow. Bikey. Let's see this guy right here. Oh wow, look at him. 1%, 1%, like position 4, 5. He's a monster. Whoa. So strong. Sandbox? Oh wait. Can you play on a sandbox level? Reach at max level 2 times. Oh, 18 million resources mined. Wow, that's a crazy amount. Like, if I go right here, the amount of resources I mined was 850,000. So you can see this guy has mined so many resources, probably because of all the leaderboards, right? The fact that he tried to go for like highest position in every single level. But yeah, they are so good. And also here there is a leaderboard for the season 2. This is only for normal though, so this is not considering endless. This leaderboard right here is just for normal. And I'm actually at 1%, so that's all I want, really. And yeah, 781, my rank. Is there anyone else here that has... Well, actually I can see Liu here. Let's see Liu's profile, right? If I go here, I click here. Oh, okay, so you don't really play much on normal. So you don't try to have high a leaderboard position in normal. You play on endless. Well, that's fine. You have your 6.3, 1%, dev 1%, rumble 1%. Nice. Well done. Well done. Yeah, actually, if you guys know, I got this leaderboard position only because of the fact that I played the levels to get the quests done. So that's why I got this position. Only because I played the levels for the quests. But I wasn't really trying to beat any record or to go as high as possible. I just played the levels to get the quests done. So yeah, that's why you can see here these low numbers. But that's the only reason. All right. Now, is there anything else you guys wanna see, wanna test, wanna try out? Any other questions? I think today I was able to show you different things. The fact that loot frequency is better than loot rarity. And then the fact that, despite the fact that now custom maps are better in terms of looting, but still not as strong as 6.3. So between the two, choose 6.3. Also because of the fact that if you follow my strategy that you used on the level, you just need freezing and splash, and that's it. And then you need, like, well, of course, you need Infiar, you need the modifiers, you're gonna need the coins generated per minute to be able to upgrade the miner a little bit faster. But yeah, you can just change or adapt that strategy, but it's very easy to follow, very easy to do. So yeah, I hope that, you know, with these videos I'm just showing you different strategies and different ways to approach the game. But I'm still learning. Like, I'm the first one that really learns and that needs to understand how, like, the game works a lot better. But yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about all the tasks and all the things I was able to show you guys today. Thanks for all the questions and thanks for everything else. And actually, did I try here? No, I didn't at the end. I want to try a custom map farming using using here the Zeta core and the boss tile. I want to see if I can get any further. So that's what I wanted to do. So the very last thing I'm going to do for today's video is going to be this. Oh no, that is bad. So let's just activate everything. Ah, nice. So bosses here are gonna come on level wave 20 and then 30, 40 every 10 waves. But yeah, I get more loot rarity and I get more score. So let's see if that is gonna increase eventually the loot that I get. I'm gonna use one ball lettering for each boss. Alright. If you want to know how I did it, there are on my channel. Oh, okay, so what's the name of your channel? If you want to share it, so there is also maybe someone else in the chat that wants to maybe look at the video and take inspiration. Oh, so the same. Okay. Okay, nice. Thanks for sharing, and I will definitely check it out, and I'm gonna give you a like and a comment. So yeah. Okay, here another boss, so let's use another ball lettering. Yeah, here the waves are very quick. You can see that bosses coming so early also means that the enemy is like a boost of HP or something like that. But my score is at a lot higher right now. So that's why also I like using Zeta cores. See, I'm boosting my power. I'm making this flamethrower a lot stronger. So that's why I always like to use some extra things. Can I defeat it here with just flamethrower? Yeah, let's just use one ball lettering. Why not? I said before that I would use one for each boss, so I'm gonna just keep on doing it. Let's go here now for this. More damage here from the modifiers. Yeah, the spider boss here is gonna disable my flamethrower, but thankfully I have ball lettering. So let's see now with all these changes, with the Zeta core and with this boss style, if I reach 15 energy, how much loot I would be able to earn. I'm pretty sure I will earn more loot compared to the other rounds, but how much more, it's the real question. And yeah, now enemies being very tough. I could use here, yeah, the power modifiers. I really want to do it because I think that they're gonna boost my damage by a lot. And this is the boss. I'm gonna use one ball lightning again. So yeah, why not? Let's go for it. It's almost level 50, so that's fine. And then what else I can go with? Yeah, I mean, nothing of this really helps. Oh, look at the boss. How much HP does the boss have? Oh, it doesn't say. Rip. Yeah, it should say though, somewhere. So the boss is still standing, so I need to use another ball lightning. Can I defeat it? Yeah, I should be able to, but it was very tough. And actually here the timer has come to 15 energy. So let's reset. And yeah, once again, beat this game here, 12,000. So despite the fact that I used the, like I survived more waves and I just played for, well, I played for longer, definitely. But still the energy was the same. So why is this a longer, why is it longer here? I don't know. But the actual game time, I think it was the same. Even if here it says 4 minutes, I think it was still like 3 minutes and 20. And yeah, loot, regarding the loot, like I don't think there is a substantial increase compared to before. Like this was the very last run I did. No, this is 6.3. This one, right? Yeah, look at this. 11.2 thousand bit this before. Oh, yeah, so I use energy because I use abilities. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I'm so dumb. Yeah, I'm dumb then. Yeah, true, of course. Yeah, I see. So, actually, I need to go here. For real playing time, 421. The other ones, I think they were a lot less, right? This one right here, right? Yeah, 327. So that's almost 1 minute less, 1 real minute less. I guess maybe, you know, it's worse to place the boss style. Because here in the earnings, like I got less, let's beat this. Like here I got 12,000. Well, actually I got a little bit more from 11.2. Here I survived 5 more waves, but I played for a full minute longer. So yeah, I think that maybe going for this boss style might not be the best. No, wait, not this one. Here. Because it only increases the loot rarity by 10%, so I don't think it's worth it. I don't know. And it makes you use also more energy, more abilities. So yeah, definitely the core may be good for the extra stats, but the boss style, I don't think it really benefits here. So I'm gonna just remove it. So yeah, alright. So that was it. So I hope all these tasks and all the things I did, guys, were helpful for you to maybe learn one thing or two and to improve your own gameplay. Like don't do my same mistakes. I try to always give you tips and advices because personally, like I did a lot of mistakes in the past, and I really didn't know what to do in the game, and so I ended up like spending so much time and so many resources on things that weren't really needed. So that's why I always try to give you guys tips on how to progress, what are the most important things you need to get, and yeah. So once again, I'm gonna end the stream right now. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great continuation of the day and a great weekend, and stay well, and God bless you. See ya. Bye bye.